All right, so we got the 8163B in the garage here. We're going to do some maintenance. First thing we're going to do is we're going to pull the hydraulic pump off and we're going to change the seal. We're going to fix the headlight switch. I'm going to put a new light on the front there with a new bezel and a plastic lens. We're going to change the transmission fluid and we're going to take off the snowplow and repaint it. So we've got a lot of work to do, but we're going to start with the hydraulics because that is messed up. And got all the parts, we're just gonna do it. All right, so I got the tractor over here. I was ready to take off the pump and the top nut loosened, but the bottom nut is totally frozen solid on that fitting. And I feel like I'm gonna break off this fitting here, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna have to get some penetrating oil and spray the crap out of it and soak it for a little bit. I don't trust it like I'm gonna break it. So anyways, we'll come back to this. Okay, so I got the hood off the tractor here, and I was very curious, first of all, as to how much hydraulic fluid is actually in this reservoir, because when I was plowing the other night, the plow did not want to lift up, and you could hear it make a squeal when you pull back on the lever, which generally is a sign that it's low. And yeah, the dipstick is empty. Let me turn my light on here so we can get a better look. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty much empty. So this seal job is definitely the right move here. And if I'm looking at it, yeah, it's got to be like way down there. So I'm very confident that the seal is the right move here. So I got penetrating oil soaking on those nuts, so we'll work on some other stuff. So I got a new headlight switch on Amazon for $7, and it's from a golf cart headlight switch. And you know, a friend of mine told me, look, it's not waterproof, and I said, well, what's in there right now isn't waterproof either, but it takes a 1/4 inch, you know, female connector, and it's got a little light on there. So I figure that we'll just crimp on 2 female connectors onto our wire, and then we'll put it back together and we'll have headlights again. The thing that we're gonna do is change out the whole assembly in the front here. And down here on the floor, I've got a nice parts grill, which has all the parts we need on it. So we're gonna swap that out at the same time. So let's get moving. Let's see what we got here on this headlight switch. Let's see, take this old one out that's busted. And, oh shoot, I dropped it. The only issue that we got is that the old one has the wrong kind of terminals, so we're just gonna have to put on there some new terminals that will mount onto the new one, unless I get lucky and these screws might just fit in there, but I doubt it, so I'll come back to that. Just wondering if the headlights work, so you know what, I can just take the red wire and touch it right on the battery, and we'll see if they light up. And they do. All 3 of them work. So like I thought, the switch is shot ski, as I would say. And you can see that it's definitely damaged from water. It's all corroded, all totally trashed. I think I had gotten this switch at Tractor Supply, and they just suck, all of them. You need some kind of weatherproofing around the, you know, around where the stem is there. Or a better solution is I got to keep my stuff inside. So let's get to switching it. I recently bought this new tool, and it's called an I-Swiss crimping tool, which is kind of cool. But anyways, it ratchets and it does all this crap, and you know, it came in this nice little case. They give you some wire snippers, a screwdriver. You got all these different dies that go in here, and it ratchets also. So like you can just go a little bit and then it stops. You can let go, you can keep going, and then you just give it a squeeze and it will release. So I haven't ever used it yet, but I'm gonna cut the ends off those wires and crimp on the 1/4 inch sliding terminals, and we'll use this. Got my crimper, my terminals here, and we're gonna get 2 1/4 inch females, which should be these right here, and we'll try to crimp them on. On the side of the draw here, they tell you like what gauge wire goes in what hole. And I got to use the middle hole for 14. And it also has a blue dot up here, and the terminals are blue. And I'm pretty sure the big ones are yellow and the little ones are red, which just color coded, which is kind of nice. So let's see what we got. Okay, so I got it in there. I just squeezed it. And the question is, did it work? Nope, it didn't squeeze it enough. So let me try that again. I've tried to crimp it on 3 times, and every time the wire just pulls out. I even used the red one for the small size, so maybe it's not as good as I thought it was. What the heck, huh? I mean, it's definitely crimping this. You can see it flattened it out really nice, but it just doesn't seem to be doing a thing. It's not tight enough to hold the wire. I don't get it. Strange. Get at the problem. The problem is that the wire that someone had in this tractor is not 14 gauge wire. It's probably 16 or 18 gauge. So I needed to use a red connector instead of a blue connector. The crimper is working fine. And if you check out the plug, like it looks really nice the way it worked. And they're actually tight now. The problem was that the blue one is too big. So even when I crimp it all the way, it wasn't gripping the wire. So we should be good to put the key switch back in and ready to go. Never easy, right? So this key switch, the stem here, is a little bit bigger diameter than the hole in my dash. So I'm gonna have to drill my hole bigger. And it's really close. It's just like, so close, but I'm gonna have to drill it out a hair. Maybe that's a 3/8 and this is a 1/2 inch, but I don't have any drill bits on me now. So to come back to this too. Let me see if maybe the penetrating oil is doing anything back here on these lines, and we can give that a shot now.